Thank you so much for being here today. As you see, my name is Carolina Corada. I am an ACIM, A Course in Miracles teacher. I lived in Spain, and this is the time to talk about going deeper into the Course in Miracles. And just lower this volume here. Going deeper into A Course in Miracles and also taking giant steps into the experience that the Course in Miracles offers. You might wonder why I think I'm able to give this information to you or to share this information to you. And as the Course in Miracles says in the Manual for Teachers, hi, Luz, um, the only possibility that I have to share with you is my own experience, my own transformation, my own discipline. So, this is what I'm here to share with you. As a Course in Miracles teacher and an organizer of the first international A Course in Miracles festival, I've had the opportunity throughout the years to exchange practices and information with other teachers, with participants from around the world. I've had the opportunity to see how the course is studied in Israel, for example, and how it's studied in Brazil very differently, and how some people in Colombia pray and paint the course with their eyes closed in prayer. So, how can we take giant steps towards toward the final experience that the course offers? Oh, hi, Luz. Yes, we met in Colombia. Thank you for being here. Um, and there is one very specific idea that I want to share with you. One very specific practice that I want to share with you. And it has to do with discipline. Discipline as a synonym of continuity, of commitment, not routine. Routines are very different to discipline. Discipline has to do with having your mind set on a goal. So, to take giant steps towards the attainment of inner peace through A Course in Miracles, I have a question for you. Are you focused on studying this manual? Quite a thick manual. This is the English version. You can't even read the golden letters in my Spanish book. My Spanish is my original language. So many of us, and I have seen it through the years, many of us have concentrated in memorizing and studying the text, being able to quote the text very specifically, being able to know where and when such and such idea is posed to us. Where does the Course in Miracles speak about atonement? Where does it mention the holy instant? What is the holy relationship? Going through the lessons and learning them by heart. And yes, we've all done that. And I realized, and this is in my own undoing, and perhaps I will ring a bell for you. I realized that in my own undoing that studying the book made me special because not many people can read this amount of pages and be able to quote the course, be able to teach the course, be able to inspire others to read and quote and study A Course in Miracles. So I realized how special I had become because I could do all of those things, and I could do those things in Spanish and in English. So, wow, the specialness. I understood and I had accepted that specialness was not a route, to inner peace. So I observed, where was this specialness coming from? And it was coming from my intellectual self, my intelligent self, which of course are all part of the ego mind. I was so intelligent, I thought. I was so, incisive that I could learn the course to its core, the content of it, and yet it was meant to be left aside. Today I was speaking to a friend and we were talking about this. I was saying, there comes a time when the English book or the French book that you use to learn the language, you set it aside in order to practice and speak the language. Many years ago in a meditation with Jesus, an image came to my mind, and it was in my living room, in my dining room table. There was a blue book placed on the table like this. I couldn't tell if it was the course book or not, but it was a blue book, and it just so happens that I was a language teacher, and the English teacher, the English book that I used to teach was also blue, like the course. So here's my dining room table with a blue book facing down. And I heard a voice that told me from within, you can let that book go. And I thought, what? And then I heard again, I listened, and the voice said, you already speak that language. Let it go. And I understood what the message said. And here I am, still working with the book, still teaching it, still offering it to those who want to listen, how it comes through me. But in my mind and in my heart, I let it go. And I realized the enormous desire that I had to be the one who knew the course the best. But that knowing of the course, of its words, of its chapters, of its lessons, was not the route to the attainment of inner peace. It was letting go of the route that brought me back to inner peace. So my invitation to you today was how to take giant steps towards the attainment of the gift that A Course in Miracles offers us all. And I can only say that letting go of the intellectual aspect of your studies will become one of the most enormous steps that you take towards your inner peace. Observe how you feel. I remember once on a tour around Florida in the United States. I don't remember the name of the town, but I remember bonding with a gentleman in a course group, and we went out for dinner. And in the session that I had given that group, I had spoken about releasing the judgmental mind. And we were conversing, we were talking about this, and he said, no, I don't judge. And then as our conversation carried on, he made a huge judgment about something, and I held my breath, and he had an aha moment. He realized, he said, I'm judging. And then he said, I've been judging all this time and I was not aware of it. And then we had a conversation and we spoke exactly about what we're talking about now. So feel free to ask me any questions or add your comments, please. I will post them if I can. If you're on YouTube, or I can't see the Facebook comments, but I can see the YouTube ones. Anyway, and we both realized that for a period of time, we study the course very literally. We want to learn it. We want to be able to quote it. We want to be special because we're able to quote it. We want to know what each word means because the Course has so many enormous words. And then we wonder why we are still in fear. We wonder why we are still in the judgmental mind. We wonder why am I still depressed? Why do I still get worried? What's happening? The Course is not working. And of course, the Course is not working. It's just a book. It's in the illusion of world. So this is also an illusion. So this will never work itself. It's not magical. It's not causative. Okay, it's not causative. Sugar is causative. Yes, if I put sugar in my coffee, the coffee, without any effort, becomes sweet. This is not causative. It will change you if you apply it. It will not do it on its own. Many people have gone and read and studied the Course and have left it feeling, like it was a fraud, like it didn't work for them. And thank you, Baraka. Oh, wow. Thank you for being here, Baraka. Thank you for reminding us this. Forget this Course and come with holy empty hands. Yes, you've moved me with this reminder because this is exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly. And thank you for being here. So, you think that the Course is like the sugar? You think that just because you hold it in your hand and you carry it around with you every time and you read it and you underline it and you know every word, it's going to do the trick for you because you know it with the intellectual mind that belongs to the ego mind. And I tell you, it's not. It's not causative. That's why you have so many different experiences with the Course all around the world. And this is where I come from because we are doing a Course in Miracles festival that is international. And we get to speak to people who are from Japan and from Taiwan and then from Israel and then from New Zealand and then from Brazil and then west coast of the United States and Colombia and Central America. And people read it in their own ways. They practice it in their own ways. But one thing I have seen when I meet those who have let go of the book and have become the teaching, who have actually mastered the practice, inner practice of surrendering over and over to the Holy One, vigilance of the judgmental mind to be able to let it go. When I've met those brothers and sisters, I have recognized myself in them and we have smiled and we have said, yeah, right. We speak the same language, don't we? Yeah, we do. And then there's our powerful companions, the rest of the groups and the friends and the students of the Course in Miracles who are struggling because they are trying to understand it with their thinking mind. And the Course is not there to be understood. It has been presented to us to be accepted. So let's just look at that for a moment. What's the difference between understanding and accepting? Acceptance entails surrender. You might not understand it, but you feel in your heart that you need to accept it because somewhere within you, and you don't have any references, but somewhere within you, you know it's true. It's like one of the apostles whose name I don't remember. I did not read the Bible, so the names kind of pop in and out of my mind, so I don't want to say any name. But one of the apostles, Jesus said, "You are blessed because without seeing, you believed." This is the journey with A Course in Miracles. It's not about understanding the Course, it's about accepting it and abandoning the intellectual aspect of it. In my travels and in my meeting of different course teachers and students, I found the most amazing mystical experiences in the most impoverished areas. For example, in the jail system. I don't know how it is in the English speaking countries, but in the Spanish speaking countries in Latin America, it's been quite a common practice for course teachers, including myself, to bring the course to the prisons. And as you know, perhaps you don't know, but if a prisoner in any jail system anywhere in the world, if they write a handwritten letter to the Foundation of Inner Peace, the Foundation of Inner Peace will donate a book. I don't know if you knew this, but now you know. If you didn't know, well, here you go. And I had a wonderful experience at a prison in Venezuela, and we ordered. I told this to the guys. It was a men's prison. They wrote the letters, and the Foundation for Inner Peace donated the books to us. So, Baraka's writing something. I will continue my story. I think the real purpose of the course has been to give us a new common language to communicate with. For me, it has offered the way of tearing down the old paradigm of belief in a Santa God. Thank you. Thank you, Baraka. Your comments are always so valuable. Yes. Well, I wanted to express to you that I've never had such a mystical experience as I did in the jail system with these men who had lost everything they had. They had no families because they had been abandoned by the families because they had abandoned the families with their with what they had done. The felonies that they had committed, many of them were to be in prison for a long time. And I remember very clearly one man, a guy maybe in his 50s, and he raised his hand and he said, "Are you saying that even though I killed my mother, I still have a chance with God?" And I smiled and I asked him. My answer was a question. I said, "What do you think?" And he looked at me with faith and he said, "I think that's what you said. And I think that's what this book says." And I said, "I think you're right. You are right there." So there was an experience of devotion that I had not found in my most intellectual groups. In my most intellectual groups, we were all studying and trying to understand the course. But at that time, and I'm talking about maybe 15 years ago, because of course everybody was a reflection of myself. Yes, I learned so much from these freedom deprived individuals who were studying the course, so much, maybe even more than from my students who were doing the intellectual study like I was at the time. So I began to grasp, thanks to these powerful companions, that it was the experience that I was seeking, that it did not make me happy and joyful to be able to quote a lesson or quote an aspect of the book as much as the experience of realizing that even though I had killed my mother, I still had a chance with love, with God. And the joy I felt, we shared. I mean, he felt the joy and I shared it with him. He extended it to me. It was like a, no, yes, oh, I still have a chance. So as time has passed by, and I've had the blessing to be able to be in many festivals celebrating A Course in Miracles, and many congresses and conferences where the Course in Miracles brought together different teachers. Um, I could see the joy in the hearts of many, not in the hearts of all, and I know that's part of myself as well. But the happiest students and teachers were those who had a simple, down to earth, if we can call it that, practice where their aim was surrender and acceptance. Remember Kenneth Wapnick talking about this a lot. Just be simple. Smile more. Don't aim to do great things, but aim to remember God. Make that your principal purpose. So, my principal purpose today, my dear friends, is just to remind you this. I trust to inspire you into allowing the holy teacher that walks with us, the holy teacher who is with us at all times, speaking gently into our ear, very gentle, very sweet words of peace. I know that I had to allow myself to accept this gentle whisper that always justified my choice, that always justified peace as my choice. And it's a discipline. And in Spanish, when we speak of the word discipline, there seems to be a negative connotation to the word, as if discipline has to do with the military academy or with some sort of physical violence. I'm going to discipline the children and I'm going to hit them or something like that. While as we speak here, and I speak of the discipline of peace, which is the name of my book, by the way. Sorry, I don't yet have it in English. I will at some point. I'll get myself around to it. But the discipline of peace, the discipline of love, speaks of continuum, continuity, until you realize that you are truly not interested in what the world offers you. And you are interested only in one choice, and it's your inner peace. This is when the steps you take towards your inner self are huge, because you're not trying to learn a book, a group of words, like the Course says. Words are but symbols of symbols of symbols. And I have had my taste of words. Oh, I love understanding and knowing and quoting and explaining. Of course, I know. I've loved that and I've realized that until my inner teacher, and I listened to him, because that teacher is always speaking to you, but we're not always listening. So I listened to that, and the message was very gentle, very quiet, very loving invitation to accept the gifts that have already been given, and that I need do nothing but learn to accept the gifts that had already been given. Thank you, Baraka. Remember, God is the greatest gift I can give back to the source of my own being. Thank you so much for your contribution. So I wanted this to make it short and sweet. I don't want to go beyond 25, 30 minutes, I do want to invite you to come to our homecoming. Uh, Tomorrow is the opening of the Ibiza and Light Festival online. It's a free event, and we want to make it available to everyone around the globe. It's free, and it's a festival that has been filmed as a Netflix series. It's not the teacher speaking to the camera. It's the live event filmed live with 3 cameras. All the participants are part of the filming. So you get to see the teachers and you get to see the participants and you get to see how we all heal together. We all let go of our judgmental minds. We all open to the experience because the Ibiza and Light Festival is an experiential festival. Of course, the content is important, but the practice is so much more. It is our purpose. And I will write right here the website enlightonline.com. This is the website, enlightonline.com. It's a bilingual event. So all the participants that you will see on there speak different languages: English, German, Polish, Japanese, Hebrew. But the 2 main languages of the festival are Spanish and English, and everything is translated into Spanish and into English. From English into Spanish, and the Spanish speakers into English. We also had a Japanese translator who would gather all the Japanese in one little corner, and she would whisper to them the translation. So you will be able to observe all of that. And definitely in your observation, you will not be a passive observer. You will be an observer with the ability to join, because the teachers will propose the exercises or the lessons or the mental letting go, and you will be doing it with the rest of the participants. I was just looking at some of the videos and I thought, oh, I'm going to start doing the yoga of the holy instant sessions, which are part of the festival as well. We also have group gatherings. There are group prayers that are built by the group, and you hear the participants' voices along with mine and the other organizers. As we pray and we are translated, they join in and they add their own bit to the prayer. And then there's the shows and the evenings. So I just want to invite you dearly, with all my love, to come and discover this very international gathering of A Course in Miracles teachers and students. Let go of the idea that the English speakers are the ones who understand and accept the course. I remember someone telling this to me, a very, very dear friend. He said, but you know, the English speaking teachers are the best teachers, he said. And I asked him, how many teachers in other languages have you heard? And he was like, oh, wow, I haven't. And I said, you will be amazed how the one voice that speaks through all of us speaks in many languages and forms. And it doesn't only speak English, it speaks other languages as well. That voice is speaking through this instrument that is highly calibrated, the same as in everybody else, and we become one voice. We discover that there's one voice speaking through all of us, and that is a beautiful and very moving experience. Luz, you're asking, what are you asking? Can we watch later? Okay. Well, the Ibiza and Light Festival is starts on the 5th until the 10th, and all the videos, it's online, right? So all the videos will be available to the public for 24 hours. If you want to watch it later, maybe after the time that the video is broadcast it, then you will be asked to make a little investment. The investment is $47 for over 60 hours of videos. This is only if you can't watch it in real time. So we'll see, Luz. You can decide what you want to do. And Gina, excellent information. Thanks for the. I don't see what that is, but I love you too. And continue with the teaching of the wonderful. She's written in Spanish, Un Curso de Milagros, UCDM. In English, it's ACIM. Thank you so much. And I trust I will be able to find all of you inside the festival, but of course inside my heart, because that's where the transformation happens. You can click, well, you can't click on the video, but it's easy to copy, enlightenonline.com. You will come to a page where it tells you if you want to see it in English or in Spanish. You choose, and then you're on. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope and I trust that this has been as inspiring and helpful as it has been for me. God bless you all, and I'll see you at the festival. Bye bye.